Hey guys, what's up? This is Blaze, the movie fan with you yet again. And you know that I'm a fan of Season of the Witch. I think that movie is fucking awesome. Unfortunately though, most people fucking hate it. And you know what? I can understand why. But since I am a Nicolas Cage fanboy, I just couldn't help but to be suckered into liking the movie. JeremyJahns is one of my favorite movie reviewers on YouTube. He is fucking awesome. Now, even though his videos are not informative, they sure as hell are entertaining. Now, keep one thing in mind, people. I am not going to do a commentary on JeremyJahns' video because his arguments are flawed. I am not going to do a commentary on JeremyJahns' video because I take it seriously. I am just going to make a commentary on that video to have fun. So without further ado, let's get started.
You know, it's a real shame that this movie got pushed back so much. If it had come out in 2010, it may have just gotten an Oscar nod.
I highly doubt that. I mean, the Oscars don't give a shit about what people want. They don't give a shit about what you personally vote for. It doesn't give a shit what the average moviegoer or the movie fans vote for. All they care about is realistic, boring movies. That's right, I share it. The Oscars mostly care about shitty, boring movies. I mean, they nominated The Social Network for fuck's sakes. Now, maybe I'm wrong, maybe they didn't do that. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I didn't do much of a research before making this video because, like I said, I am just making this video for fun. Anyway, I do think that The Social Network is a very overrated movie. I cannot decide which one is more overrated, The Social Network or Black Swan. Now, I do not think that those movies suck. I think they're decent at best. But yeah, like you point out in many of your videos, most of the Oscars, the people who work at the Oscars, are snobs. They don't really care about quality. They just want the movies to look as realistic as possible. And that is why I hate the Oscars, and that is why I don't watch that shit anymore. I never get tired of that intro. It's fucking awesome. I mean, it has a good tone and is fun.
Nicolas Cage in Generic the Movie.
That's so fucking funny. But how exactly is the movie generic? In my opinion, the movie is actually very original. I mean, how many movies are out there with a witch in a cage which travels around? Seriously, can someone tell me? Because I can't think of any at the top of my head.
Otherwise known as Season of the Witch. Now this is movie 101. When a movie's release date keeps getting pushed back, it's a pretty good sign that the movie's gonna be absolute shit.
As much as I hate to admit it, you're right. Movies that are rushed are usually the worst ones. Now, let's take the movie The Smurfs for example. That movie is a piece of shit. Not only is that movie awful, it's also nothing like one of my favorite animated shows that I watched as a kid and still watch to this day, The Smurfs. And also, it seemed rushed to me. So yeah, if a movie is rushed, it's gonna suck.
It doesn't always happen that way. There are exceptions, but it's a pretty good rule of thumb. So enter Generic the Movie.
You are so... You're so... You're so... Hold on a minute. Calm down. Alright. Let's just continue the fucking video.
Nicolas Cage and Ron Perlman.
Wait, so you're telling me that it's the same actor who played Hellboy in Hellboy and Hellboy 2, The Golden Army? That's very useful information, I must admit that.
Play a couple of ex-knights from the Crusades who are charged with taking this pretty hot chick who might...
To be honest, she doesn't look that cute to me. In fact, she looks very fucking ugly. But then again, when I watch a movie, I don't think about the chicks. I mainly focus on the main characters of the movie.
Might just be a witch. Across a generic Happy Meal cutout of Azeroth to get to this town so this girl can stand trial.
Again, how the hell is the movie generic? I have honestly seen any movie that's anything like this movie. But then again, I haven't seen that many older movies, so I don't know.
And accompanied by a fellowship... Oh shit, no, I mean a party.
Excuse me. Alright, I should take a deep breath and let's just continue.
We have an adventure in which illogic and plot holes ensue.
Mind explaining what the plot hole was? I have seen this movie twice and I don't remember any plot hole.
But first, let's get to that Oscar-worthy acting.
Do you really think the people at the Oscars give a fuck? I have seen the Oscars many times and I am convinced that they want the movies to be as realistic as possible. And that's why I find the Oscars to be boring as hell.
The best part's actually Hellboy. The worst part? It's a lot of everything else. There were a lot of cheesy-ass lines in this movie.
Alright, I will admit, this movie has a lot of stupid lines. And it isn't really the lines that I watched this movie for, it's the storyline. And to be honest with you, I think the storyline is actually pretty good.
It looks like the movie was filmed and they filmed these cheesy little lines just to throw in there to bring some lightheartedness to the movie.
Lightheartedness, you say? Well, I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with you there. I don't think they were trying to make this movie lighthearted. In fact, it looks to me like they were trying to make it dark. I mean, think about it. Why else would those people be so strict to the witch?
Which, it being delayed for so long, wouldn't doubt it. And Nicolas Cage kind of tries out the Kevin Costner Robin Hood thing. He kind of has an accent earlier on in the movie in like 2 scenes, and then his brain was just like, dude, come on, let's just try to get to the other side of this river of shit with some dignity. Just, come on, just lose the accent.
Excuse me. Let's continue.
Then he's like, alright, whatever, it's gone. And other things happen in this movie that don't make sense. Like, this dude was mauled by a wolf, like, right here in his face. And he has, like, 3 scratches right there, and that's it. Have you ever known a person to come out of a wolf mauling looking so good? No, it never happens like that. They always look like that one chick. You know the chick where the monkey ripped her face off?
Yeah, I will have to admit that this movie is dumb and stupid. And that is probably the reason why so many people hate it. If that is your reason for hating the movie, I have all respect for you, because that is a good reason to hate the movie.
Shit is not pretty.
You're right, man. Nothing is pretty about this movie. In fact, it has a very serious tone. Well, now I'm going to compare Season of the Witch with Robin Hood. You know what both of those movies have in common? They are both hated by a lot of people. And I think the reason why people hate those movies so much is because they are all serious. Now let me tell you something. I don't mind movies being all serious and no comedy as long as I am interested in the story. And I am interested in the story of Season of the Witch and Robin Hood. I'm not saying your opinion for hating the movie is invalid. I am just stating my personal opinion.
3 scratches, he's good. And a little known fact about the Black Plague, which plays a part in this movie, and it's everywhere. In the later stages of the plague, it's really contagious, in which case, most of the cast probably should have died out in hour 1 of this movie.
Come on, man, what's so bad about the characters? I will admit that Nicolas Cage might not have made his best performance in this movie, but I really feel sorry for the guy. I do, because so many people are hating on Nicolas Cage without even seeing any of his movies. And that really saddens me. If you hate Nicolas Cage, don't hate him just because he is Nicolas Cage. Have good reasons to. Please hate him because you don't like how he acts in movies. That's all I'm asking, because so far I've only seen people hating Nicolas Cage simply because he's a terrible actor. That is not a good reason, folks.
And then at the end of the movie, and there are some mild spoilers right here, just mild though, it doesn't matter.
Well, considering the fact that I'm making a whole video filled of spoilers, I think at this point people aren't surprised.
They'll have to throw down with Goliath from Gargoyles, and then the movie becomes Generic, the CGI adventure.
Excuse me. It's the last time in this video I use this joke, I promise. Anyway, I agree with your point on the CGI. This movie could have used more CGI. I am interested in the story, but this movie didn't really do a good job of introducing the witch to us. Also, if CGI isn't used right, it could turn out to be shit. And I have to admit that monster at the end of the movie was shit. He really was shit.
It's just CGI and then more CGI.
I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with you there. I don't think that they used CGI throughout the whole fucking movie. You want to see a movie that really overdoes CGI? Go check Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. I don't recommend them by any means, but those movies prove that CGI can be used in the worst way possible. For those of you who say, well, Alvin and the Chipmunks movies are not CGI, fucking clue, alright? It's plainly obvious that the Chipmunks are made by CGI. Anyway, I am not saying that this movie needs more CGI. In fact, I think that would just hurt the movie rather than helping it. But I have seen the special features on my Season of the Witch Blu-ray. And not all of the scenes are done by CGI. Well, sure, a lot of them are, but the point still stands. A lot of them aren't.
I mean, I would rather have this ultimate evil, this like devil who looks like a dude.
You mean like the demons from Charmed?
I mean, that's okay, let's go that route. But no, movies always want the huge, just CGI evil dude from Fantasia.
You know what, man? I actually agree with you. Even though I love this movie and think it's one of the best movies of the year, I can't argue that the CGI used in the movie was used in the wrong way. I mean, they could have used it to inform us more about who the witch is and what she does. But to be honest with you, I don't think that would have helped. Because that wouldn't change the fact that the CGI was done incorrectly in this movie.
Now, I was really lenient on Nicolas Cage for Sorcerer's Apprentice, but not this time. Not for Night on Bald Mountain. That's asking too much. This movie is, in fact, generic dog shit, the CGI adventure.
Ha! Okay, sorry. I promised you I wouldn't laugh. You know, JeremyJahns has given the dog shit award to two movies that I love. He has given the dog shit award to Season of the Witch and Hop. Even though he didn't technically give Hop the dog shit award, but the candy shit award, it's still the same rating, just worded differently. Keep one thing in mind, folks. I have nothing against JeremyJahns hating those movies. In fact, that's his own opinion. And even though I loved Spy Kids 4 when I first saw it in theaters, I can't deny the fact that the movie was just shit. The only good thing about it was the villain and the gadget. Everything else was just shit. So I will be making a second video explaining that it was a mistake to love Spy Kids 4 so much.
And in the end of this movie, after the whole movie wraps up, you actually think about the plot and what happened and when and why, and you actually come to the conclusion that the movie didn't need to happen.
I have seen this movie twice, once in movie theaters and one on Blu-ray. And I didn't feel that way either of those times. I am probably missing some of the plot holes this movie has, and I will admit that there might be plot holes in this movie, but there's no plot hole I can think at the top of my head.
You're like, wait a minute, why'd they do that? They didn't need to do that. The movie did not need to happen. What a way to kick off 2011.
I agree.
But if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, then click right here to see more.
I'm skipping this because I'm already subscribed to JeremyJahns. So what are my overall thoughts on the review? Well, this review isn't bad at all. In fact, I really enjoyed it. He did bring up very good points. Maybe he didn't elaborate on a lot of them, but he isn't trying to elaborate in his videos. He's trying to be entertaining. And to be honest with you, he managed to do just that. I really enjoyed the video Season of the Witch. Some of you might be asking, well, if you enjoyed his review, then why the fuck are you bitching about it? There's a difference between happily disagreeing with someone and doing it with anger, and I did the former. I will admit that earlier this year I tried to copy JeremyJahns by making my reviews short. Unfortunately though, it really damaged my movie reviews. And you know what? This is an advice to all of your people. If you wanna make a movie review, a rant, commentary or whatever, do it with your own original style. Don't copy others. Just because it works for someone else doesn't mean it will work for you. You need to keep that in mind, folks. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, feel free to tell me. I am not going to decide whether this commentary was good or not. I am going to let you, the viewers, decide. Because that's the kind of guy I am. So, yeah, thank you all for watching and you all have a great day.